In a lush and vibrant forest, a tiny ant lived with her family. From the very beginning, she was known for being wise, hardworking, and always ahead of others. But as time passed, something began to change inside her heart. Whenever she saw the peacock dancing, she thought, "Look at his beauty. Everyone admires him. Why does no one look at me?" When she saw the butterfly flying freely, she wished, if only I had wings too. Why am I only crawling on the ground?" Even the squirrel made her jealous, leaping from one tree to another in the blink of an eye. Slowly, her heart filled with bitterness. She lost interest in her work. The ant that once gathered food before anyone else now stayed behind, distracted and gloomy. Others often asked her, "Why do you look so sad these days?" But she only smiled weakly and stayed silent. One day, the forest was struck by a fierce storm and heavy rain. Trees broke, rivers overflowed, and many animals lost their homes. The butterfly's wings became soaked and heavy. She couldn't fly anymore. The squirrel's tree collapsed, leaving her shivering on the ground. Even the proud peacock's colorful feathers were drenched, and he could not spread them to dance. The forest was in chaos, but deep underground, the ants' colony remained safe and strong. Their carefully built tunnels protected them from the storm. When the tiny ant saw the suffering around her, something broke inside. "I wasted so much time envying others," she thought. "But today, they are the ones in trouble. Can I do something to help?" At that moment, she made a decision. She gathered all the ants and said, "We must help others. Together, we can save them." Hundreds of ants marched out in lines. Some carried the butterfly carefully on their backs to a dry place. Some built a bed of leaves for the trembling squirrel. Others cleaned the water from the peacock's feathers so he could lift his head again. The animals were stunned. How could such tiny creatures have such enormous hearts? When the storm passed and the sun shone again, the butterfly, squirrel, and peacock came to thank the ant. The peacock said, "I have never seen a beauty greater than yours." The squirrel whispered, "Today, I learned true strength is not in show, but in service." The butterfly smiled, "You cannot fly, and you may not shine, but you saved us all. That makes you the greatest." For the first time in her life, the little ant felt proud of who she was. She realized she was far more precious than she ever believed. From that day, she stopped comparing herself with others. She understood that every creature has its own unique purpose. And when we discover our true strengths and use them to help others, we become truly special. Jealousy makes us blind to our own worth. We waste our days wishing for what others have, while forgetting the gifts hidden within us. But real greatness is not in beauty, wings, or strength. It is in kindness, service, and the courage to use what we already have for the good of others. Being small is never a weakness. A big heart makes the smallest one the greatest of all. If this little story gave you a lesson today, press the like button and share it with someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? I'd love